Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nordman, KBN. Sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. On ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's a great day to be alive on this Victory Monday. Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust. Alongside me, Packer backer, Packer owner, repping his green sweater, Kyle Wallace. Say something, Kyle.
Go Pack, go, baby.
That's it? That's all you got? They found a way to win? You seem like they lose?
I sound like that. I just said go Pack,
Yeah,
go,
no
baby.
energy.
No, it's
zero energy.
What, would you have energy after you snuck out of Jacksonville with a victory? Snuck out?
I just think you'd have perspective that this team is somehow 6-2 despite everything that's gone on with them.
I mean, they're meeting expectations, not exceeding.
Oh, wow. Debbie Downer, Kyle Wallace, joining us today as well, as he always does, but in a new outfit, one that's very confusing to look at, is Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up. Still don't know how I feel about it. Feels a little bit fraudulent, but he's wearing Green Bay Packers gear today.
Go Pack, go, baby!
Even the way he said that.
Packers, my Green Bay Packers. I said I'm a fan. I can wear Packer gear on the heels of a victory. I said on Friday, if the Jags want, I'd wear Jag stuff, and if the Packers want to wear Packer stuff. Well, I got plenty of Packer gear from young Brad Nortman, so I'm dusting it off, and it felt good. I mean, I did kind of feel bad for my Jags, but mostly I was like, you know what?
See that?
Go Pack, go.
No, this is just the fact that it's convenient and it's a nice theme, right? You're not a real fan. You're just wearing it because it's like, oh, the Packers won.
Like me.
No, can I have just a moment? Because it's
all right, we'll give you the floor, fine.
It's interesting to feel how the heart feels when you watch these games, right? Because you watch the Jags, you watch the Panthers. When they're not playing the Packers, easy, right? Go Jags, go Panthers. But it's a weird thing when they play the Packers, and I'm wondering, where is my heart going to go? Because you know, Kyle, you can't control the heart, right? It's just going to go where it's going to go.
I mean, that feels very directed. I don't know why you put me in this, but
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it definitely speaks to you.
I found myself, even in the midst of playing for the Jaguars and, consider myself a Jag for life, and they cut me checks, I found myself authentically rooting for the Packers. I really did. And part of it is because I think the Jags stink and the Packers have a lot to play for. But I know this team that's so likable. I think that's the thing about the Green Bay Packers. Now, turned in dear myself to KBN Nation. This is a very likable team. A lot of the ways that they won the game is also ways that you say this is a unique team in the NFL. So I'm wearing my Packers stuff. Go Pack, go,
so
Kyle.
Wait. So when the Jaguars tied it up, driving down the field,
it's a great question.
Dinking and dunking, were you kind of like, okay, let's see if they can tie it up, or were you like, come on, Packers, make it stop?
No, I was mostly frustrated. I was like, I can't believe that they're doing this without Christian Kirk, without Brian Thomas, with no pass rush again.
So when they
found myself getting more frustrated.
When they scored, were you like, all right, it's a game?
I was into the game. I was excited, but I completely expected and was rooting for the Packers to go in there and win.
Okay.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. You can see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Now, ultimately, Malik Willis did find a way to get it done, and for those who missed it, live under a rock, Jordan Love injured his groin. He is okay. He is day-to-day per the NFL league sources out there, as I know our great content director really nailed it with the most important groin in the state of Wisconsin tweets that you can see on ESPN Milwaukee, which I actually thought was clever. But before we move forward and talk about what this team needs to do to get ready for the Detroit Lions, there is a little bit of praise, despite it be a squeaker, right? They squeaked by, but there needs to be a little bit of praise about how this team, despite Jordan Love being injured, despite Jair, Josh J, like you name it, Evan Williams, this team was 2-5 last year, and somehow they're 6-2. It doesn't feel like this team should be 6-2, right? It hasn't been the prettiest 6-2, but you don't get a 6-2 record, never apologize for having a 6-2 record.
Yeah, you should never apologize for having a 6-2 record. And overall, when I think about this football team, I'm okay with the result because a win is a win, right? But overall, I'm starting every single week. I say I'm looking at how can the almost said Milwaukee Bucks, saw Melanie Riggs. How can the Green Bay Packers, how can they start moving in the right direction where I feel like they are a championship team, right? I don't really mind the fact that it was a little bit closer. I just don't like how the game ultimately ended, right? Like, I'm glad the Packers finally put them away offensively, but I feel like they had an opportunity with less than 8 minutes left in the game to put a team away that's missing some of their receivers, to put them away, but instead they allowed them to get back into the game to the point where they tied the game up and actually made it a nail biter. And overall, for me, if we're going to be working towards a championship type team, championship teams close out lesser opponents. The Green Bay Packers failed to do that when it came to yesterday. So that's why I'm not super gung-ho today. I'm happy. I'm happy about the win.
You hear that? Yay, Strophies, you hear that? I'm happy.
I'm happy. I am happy, but if you ask me, am I satisfied about the way that they went about it? Absolutely not. I'm glad that Josh Jacobs was able to run the ball in the second half. I'm glad that Malik Willis was able to come in and lead this team to victory. But overall, I am still waiting for this football team to play a complete game, and yesterday was not a complete game. Yesterday showed that we still have holes. I don't think we took steps in the right direction yesterday. I think we just kind of coasted yesterday. We stayed on a constant. We didn't go in the right direction overall. I don't have a lot of great takeaways from yesterday.
Well, the fact that this team is 6-2 and they really haven't had a complete game. I guess the Cardinals is the closest game to that, and I guess you could chalk that up. But consistently, it seems like different sides of the ball play better or play worse. Different areas within each side of the ball plays better or worse. We haven't seen this team put it together in the way they did last year, and with that, they're still 6-2. So that has a little bit of optimism. Not to mention they got to get healthy.
I'll call it what it is. What it is right now is nobody's happy because they won by 3, and you just saw the Detroit Lions smack an opponent again. This is what's going on right now. If we want the truth, I could go around and be like, hey, what'd you think of the game? Hey, what'd you think of the game? The feeling that I feel right now is that if they play the Detroit Lions with or without Jordan Love, I'm not feeling that confident about this team actually putting together 60 minutes to beat what I think is the best team in the NFL. I know they lost to the Chiefs, but at this point, they are playing the best football in the NFL, consistently beating the other team down, whether it was the Vikings having to come back and win that, scoring 52 points with under 100 passing yards from Jared Goff, because they did it on special teams, their run game, their offensive line, defense. I think we've all been waiting for the Green Bay Packers to put together 60 minutes in which we're proud of, and then we can take that optimism and move forward into what would be and what is, but doesn't feel like the biggest opportunity for them to get a win, whether you say it's injuries or how this team is playing right now. But for me, as I'm sitting here, I'm listening to Kyle and I'm listening to Brad and I'm watching the game and I'm feeling the same things, and that's what's disappointing. Is you wanted to take that Houston Texans victory. You wanted to parlay that into this is a bad football team. The Jaguars are not a good football team. You said it. Brian Thomas hurt. Christian Kirk's out for the season. And Lawrence is still throwing for 300 yards. Your run defense still looks like it has holes. You have no pass rush whatsoever on a consistent basis. 1 sack. And you think that when you play the Lions, that's going to be good enough? I don't feel that way. Maybe, I don't know if you guys do. I'm just trying to be real for us.
I think that's the issue. Maybe Jacksonville's just a house of horror for the Green Bay Packers. Anytime we play them, it's always a close-type football game. But overall, I think playing to the fact that I'm not really looking ahead saying, well, we perform this way and I'm nervous about the Lions. It's more so when I think about the bigger picture, you are dang right. The Detroit Lions, when they played the Tennessee Titans, they absolutely destroyed them. The Detroit Lions, when they played the Cowboys, who are the better men, they destroyed them. They put up a lot of points on the Seahawks. So my issue is that the Green Bay Packers did not destroy a team that they have the ability to destroy. That's why coming off that Cardinals game, I felt so good. I felt confident because they were clearly the better team. They weren't playing around with them. They beat up on the Cardinals, but then you saw the Jaguars. They played around with the Jaguars and let them come back in that football game. I don't want the Packers to have these type of games against lesser opponents. You have to dominate weaker opponents when you have the opportunity, and unfortunately, the Green Bay Packers did not do that on Sunday. I know Jordan Love wasn't in the game, but Jordan Love don't play defense, right? He does not, and the defense allowed him to come back into this game.
Yeah. And I want you to answer this as well, Brad, because I think you've been harping on this defensive line forever. Mm-hmm. And to see that they were up 10 against the Jaguars and to let them come back and have to rely on Malik Willis to lead a drive to win the game, how is everyone feeling right now? Because I'm not feeling that great. I want to feel great, but I'm also going to keep it real, like Brad was a little too real last week. 800-990-3776.
You know, I got a lot of names on this list who I'm proud of for the Green Bay Packers for getting the win, but the constant one that you should be just absolutely eating and feasting in the fourth quarter is the defensive line. Because the Jags defense, or the Jags O-line, is not particularly good. They're not bad, but they're not great. You know, Trevor Lawrence, not a particularly mobile quarterback, and most of their weapons are injured. Not to mention their starting running back. They're on their second running back in Tanks Bigsby. So I look at this and say, man, this D-line should be absolutely eating and feasting, and they're still not doing that. When a quarterback is given time and he's somewhat accurate, he can cook against this Packer defense. That's concerning because you look at the Detroit Lions, and what do we always talk about every Monday after a Packer game? Is this team Super Bowl caliber? Well, I'm looking at them being 6-2, and they're finding ways to win games, and they haven't put it all together. So part of me says that provides a lot of optimism because when they do put it together, inevitably, which I think they will look like last year, and I can say this team can beat anybody. But by definition, if they're a Super Bowl caliber team, you're saying this is one of the best teams in the NFL. I'm looking at the team that we're playing on Sunday and thinking, now that is a team that looks like the best team in the NFL. And as currently constructed, I don't have a ton of confidence in a victory on Sunday based on how this team is playing. If they recapture who they are and who they were end of last season, they can beat anybody, and that includes the Detroit Lions. We just haven't seen that consistently.
How is it going to happen? Jordan Love's day-to-day. Josh Jacobs got hurt at the end. Well, Evan Williams is hurt. Jair's getting an MRI. This is the worst possible timing to have everything not go your way as you face what we think is a Super Bowl caliber team.
It is, and this is the big week overall. We were looking forward to this week because after you got the victory, you had the matchup for a chance to be in first place in the NFC North. And really, for me, the game isn't about can we go out there and win? I want the Packers to win. That's undoubtedly, I want the Packers to win. But also, this is a game where you get to gauge yourself against a team that has established themselves, right? The Lions are a year ahead of the Green Bay Packers, not only in the fact that they started their journey off before the Green Bay Packers did. We still had a different quarterback when they were starting their journey, but then the fact they made it a game more than the Green Bay Packers. They won the division last year, right? So the Lions are ahead of the Packers. And so it's always great to have an opportunity to gauge yourself against the best, and the Lions was going to be an opportunity to gauge exactly where you were at. Are you right there toe-to-toe with the Lions like the Minnesota Vikings showed themselves to be a couple weeks ago, or are you a couple steps away from the Lions? When we saw this last year where there was a gap between the Packers and the Lions, they ended up making that gap up by the end of the season where they were right there with the Lions. But this was going to be an opportunity to see exactly where you are heading into basically that middle big stretch of your season that you have to see exactly where the Packers are. Unfortunately, we don't know if we're going to have Jordan Love. We don't know if we're going to have Jair. We don't know if we're going to have Evan Williams. So you're not 100% at full strength. But when your back is up against the wall, you have adversity, I still like this football team when they have to find a way to do something special like they did earlier this year with Malik Willis.
800-990-3776. K-Walk chimes in. The way that they've been playing, we're going to need to play a near-perfect game to beat Detroit. And I did not want that to be the case, but I echo the exact same feeling as K-Walk right now. 6-2 against the Detroit Lions, I shouldn't be feeling this way. And I'm just disappointed. Not in the team, just the way that it's transpired, because I don't want this team to be a fraudulent 6-2. I want them, you are what your record says you are. But you know where my mind is right now? This team feels more like the 2019 Green Bay Packers that somehow went 13-3, but then when they played a real opponent in the NFC Championship game, they lost like 34-13 against the 49ers. I don't want that. I want to see the progression. There is still time, but I did not like the way that the foot was off the pedal when you are up. And as you mentioned, Brad, when you're going against a less mobile quarterback, Trevor Lawrence can move a little bit. But my point is, when you're down to your guys that are playmakers and you're up, all I heard against the Eagles was, well, we didn't get to see the pass rush because they were never up. And then these last couple of weeks, you pointed out there was a drive. Was it last week against Houston?
I think it might have been. Yeah.
Where, they came, you had a chance to end it, and they came and scored and still just made a game. This defense can't just get that stop that they need late in these games. And when you're up, that is the time that the pass rush should thrive, but there is none. Somehow we're going to do cheers to and pour one out next as I fall over off my chair.
Oh, wow.
Just getting all the excitement out of them.
Wait a minute. We have these chairs that you put your bottom in. How in the world did you end up on the edge of your chair?
Were you leaning off of it?
Yeah.
How much of your bottom
Too many
was
questions.
on it?
Cheers to and pour one out next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Craig Counsell bobblehead that was given away, and we, just did a nice, soliloquy? Is that the right word?
Yeah, like a montage.
Like a Virgil.
Vigil?
Vigil.
Virgil.
A vigil. We did a vigil.
Vigil.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Been enjoying my great SUV, making sure that my baby daughter stays safe. And whatever your new car or used car that you've been imagining, they can make it work with all their inventory at ZimbrickEuropean.com. They have Audi, they have Mercedes, they have Porsche, and Sprinter vans. Don't forget those certified pre-owns. They can make whatever you're looking for affordable for you. Stop on by. AP, Patrick, and the whole team will take care of you. For whatever the weather brings you, there's a car waiting for you at Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Career politician Tammy Baldwin wasted trillions of dollars and created crushing inflation. Baldwin opened our borders and gave taxpayer benefits to illegal immigrants. And she voted to put men in girls' sports. Enough is enough. Businessman Eric Hovde will stop inflation, secure the border, and defend our Wisconsin values. Here's Eric Hovde.
You have a clear choice in this election. Senator Baldwin is a 38-year career politician. I'm a businessman and job creator. She supports taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. I'll close the border. Tammy wants to put guys and girls sports and in their bathrooms. I'll protect our daughters. Senator Baldwin abuses the political system. I'll fight the corruption. I'm Eric Hovde, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
Visit WisconsinVictoryJFC.com to give today. Paid for by Wisconsin Victory Committee.
Hey, it's Matt Hamilton here, and as a proud Wisconsinite, I'm all about supporting local. And there's nothing more local than Metcalf's Market. Fall is in the air, and Metcalf's is your go-to for all things seasonal. From Wisconsin-grown carving pumpkins, pie pumpkins, and colorful gourds to the freshest apples from Munchkie Apples in Mount Horeb. Craving something sweet? You've got to try the Munchkie Apple Cider Donuts, made with those locally grown apples. Stop by their locations at Hilldale, near Westtown Mall, or in Wauwatosa. If you're looking for a gourd deal, look no further than Metcalf's Market, and bring local home.
Forward Madison FC has made the playoffs. Join us at Breeze Stevens Field on November 2nd at 6 p.m. as the Mingos host their first ever home playoff match. Be a part of history and bring the energy as we pack the stadium and get loud for the boys in pink and blue as they begin their playoff campaign. Bring out your whole flock and try our family special and get a match ticket, a meal, and an FMFC scarf for only $21 each. Get your playoff tickets now at ForwardMadisonFC.com.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. You, KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. See our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. React with any of your thoughts, because right now I'm just feeling a little bit off, right? Like, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And the best are coming to town on Sunday, and it's a huge opportunity, and I'm not feeling great. And part of it is out of the Green Bay Packers' control. I understand that. But also, how am I supposed to have confidence in the way that game ended? Malik Willis is a phenomenal story. Never going to take away anything that he's done in the situation that he was in from Tennessee to coming here, being thrusted into the moment after week 1, after Jordan Love goes down. Then halfway through the game, Jordan Love, obviously, I think, made the right decision. I thought, agree that I saw people thought he should have came out earlier. I was like, ugh, he's in too much pain. He's too valuable. Like, if he's going to have to not be able to be himself, don't do it. And they made that decision. Malik Willis, that's not an easy situation. And he got it done after the defense blew it. So, again, I just want to know how everyone's feeling because people have takes on closing out games, the pass rush. And when I say pass rush, I think more rushing 4. I think we can all agree in that. It's not halfly scheming up blitzes with 5 guys. It's, hey, if we send 4, we get nothing. And that's not going to be okay long term. We'll get a little bit more in-depth from the game here. And if you have anything to cheers to or pour one out to, hit us up at 800-990-3776. But I do need to remind myself, guys, it is still a victory Monday, and that is a good thing. This team is 6-2, and it's brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. With delicious brands like Connie's, Palermo's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian, Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and Pour One Out on Kyle, Brust, and Nordman.
All right, Brad. All right, guys.
My cheers to, he's becoming a very common name, a very beloved name. I just got to give him more and more flowers every time I see him. And that is Tucker Kraft. Banger. The dude does everything. He is indeed a banger, Strophy. The dude can lock down run block, pass block even, when called upon, which he did once against Travion Walker when they needed some time. But also he's catching passes, led the team in 78 yards receiving and a touchdown. Definitely felt himself walking into the end zone too. But not only that, he's starting to have a voice on this team. There was reports that when Josh Jacobs was talking about Malik Willis in the huddle, Tucker Kraft said, man, we've been here before, galvanizing the team when Malik Willis came into the game. And even after the fact, he's not sugarcoating it. Quote, Tucker Kraft, we need to start taking accountability for what's going on our offense early in the half. It's not just us. We got to hold each other more accountable. I haven't looked at film yet, but there's errors out there by everybody on the field. That's a champion. That's a dude. That's a guy that's easy to root for. Tucker Kraft, cheers to you.
I like that. We big fan of Tuck, but for me overall, I have to take cheers to the rushing offense of the Green Bay Packers overall, right? Because that is what won this football game, was the Packers' ability to run the ball. And I'm going to give a cheers to not only Josh Jacobs, but also a cheers to Malik Willis, because Josh Jacobs, you saw what he did, what he was able to do for this football team, rush for over 100 yards and have a big touchdown run when you really, really needed it late in that game. And so I say cheers to him, but then also cheers to the rushing attack of Malik Willis. Malik Willis allowed for that rushing attack to be opened up because of the threat of his legs. What did he do? When things broke down, number 1 was gone, he scrambled for 20 yards, right? And then the ability to complete that pass for 51 yards to Jaden Reed. So I'm saying yes. Cheers to Josh Jacobs. Cheers to Malik Willis. Cheers to Emmanuel Wilson. And cheers to Chris Brooks for keeping this game alive and getting the Green Bay Packers a W. So cheers to the rushing attack of the Packers.
Well, my cheers to goes to the Washington Commanders. As soon as all the delusional fans of the South thought they had a victory in their pocket and the same record as the Green Bay Packers, not so fast, courtesy of Spanish radio of the Washington Commanders. Enjoy.
Touchdown! Está dentro! Touchdown! Commanders! Na 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 na. Hey hey. Goodbye. Buenas noches, Chicago.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
Buenas noches, Chicago!
That will live on forever.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
I love that.
After
So
just
good.
an abysmal game from them, play calling, execution, they find a way to go up with 18 seconds left, and Jaden Daniels throws a ball that Tyreek Stevenson, one of their defensive backs, was taunting the crowd while the play was happening. He happened to be the same guy that tipped it right back to Noah Brown, which you may have heard his name in the Spanish radio call.
Oh, that was lovely.
The Bears didn't deserve to win that game, and to lose in that fashion is just so tasty.
You guys want to hear the Bears Radio Network?
Might as well.
It's not as deflating as I would have thought, but it's still good.
Oh, it's pretty deflating. Here's the Bears Radio Network, ESPN 1000.
Looking for something. He's got plenty of time. Launches, deep pass into the area of the end zone. And it's caught by Noah Brown.
And it's caught by Noah Brown.
That's
Buenas noches, Chicago!
That was so great. That was so great. I was perusing the TV, and I decided to just watch the end of that game. I said, I want to catch some of
Well, I'm glad the Packers won, because when the Packers don't win, you can't watch other football. So you did get to see that moment.
I did get to see it, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I jumped up and said, oh, touchdown!
Buenos noches, Chicago!
Buenas noches, Chicago!
I love seeing Bears fans.
Pour one out, Brad.
Yeah, I'd love to pour one out. This has been a common theme. It's this defensive line that doesn't get pressure, but specifically Lucas Van Ness. Guys, this is year 2 of Lucas Van Ness. We expected him to take a sophomore jump after not really playing much last year. There was a lot of fanfare when the Packers drafted him. Nicknamed Hercules in Iowa, we have seen everything but that nickname come to fruition. Guys, he has 5 quarterback pressures this season. 5. That's lowest on the team behind Gary, Enigbare, Preston Smith. 52 players in the NFL have 20 or more, and none of them play for the Packers. But 5 is abysmal. So he can't get pressure. He can't get off blocks. The jump we were hoping he would take, he has not taken. And I don't know what the solution is for this team, for this D-line, particularly Van Ness, because they're not winning one-on-one battles, and that's a problem. Pour one out.
Yeah, they might have to retool this defensive line in the offseason, but I'm going to pour one out for the Green Bay Packers defensive backing core because of the fact that they are being decimated with injuries right now. You know, Eric Stokes had a little injury yesterday where he came out the game. We saw Jair Alexander on that Evan Ingram touchdown pull up and having a knee issue. And then on top of that, you saw Evan Williams also come out that game yesterday, and you saw Javon Bullard struggle yesterday early on trying to play at the corner position. And so overall, I'm going to pour one out for the Green Bay Packers defensive backing core because if these guys aren't healthy, I think we're going to have some issues on the back end. Something that used to be a bright spot may be a sour spot for this Green Bay Packers team. So pour one out for all those injuries on the defensive backing core.
Yeah, real quick I had fun with the Bears cheers too after that Hail Mary, but I do want to give a shout out to Edgerrin Cooper because he's a playmaker.
Yeah.
Right, although he's still young, will make mistakes. A guy flying around the field, which I very much enjoyed. Yeah, I mean, I guess pour one out to injuries because I made it very clear I'm upset in how the game ended. You shouldn't be up 27-17 against the Jacksonville Jaguars and get tied up and have Malik Willis have to create a drive in which Jaden Reed obviously made a big play and set Brandon McManus up. But that's a cheers to. I do have some cheers to with all this stuff. When I look ahead, I get really frustrated about how they're going to do against the Lions. But for now, it's pour one out to the fact that Jordan Love is hurt, right? Coming off the knee, now a groin. That's 2 injuries, and it's part of football. But this team goes as Jordan Love goes. That's honestly the truth. Josh Jacobs is not going to win you a Super Bowl. Is he going to be a key component? No. Absolutely.
He should be. I tell you that much.
He's a beast.
He's got it. Whenever we had to lean on him. When has he not responded for the Packers when we had to lean on him?
So Evan Williams hurt, but doesn't look super long term. Jair, I don't think we've seen results from the MRI. Josh Jacobs late in the game. What the hell? So a lot more to uncover from an injury standpoint, but we'll get into that because as we start talking about the Detroit game, with a bye after and then playing the Chicago Bears in 20 days from today, that's a lot of time to get healthy. It's such a weird spot, but I don't want to get embarrassed. I really don't because the Detroit Lions do a pretty good job embarrassing teams, and I don't want that to happen.
Come on now. We ain't put that into the air. We don't do that. We're not having that. We're not having that.
They do a good job at embarrassing
They
teams.
do.
They
I ain't worried about that. They got embarrassed last year on their home field on Thanksgiving Day when our team had their back up against the wall. Nobody believed in the Green Bay Packers. We're a much better football team, more experienced football team. Matt LaFleur has a better gauge on his team and what he can do. The creativity even he showed when Malik Willis came into the game. That Tucker Kraft touchdown, beautiful play call, man.
I'll give a shout out
good.
to Eric on top of that shout out. Brooks needs a little recognition for going down, not scoring a touchdown. Pretty smart.
Love smart players like that. Love it.
Unselfish.
Yep.
None of us are like him.
What would have been his first career touchdown?
know.
Really?
Yeah, it would have been Chris Brooks' first career touchdown. He decided to slide and win the game instead of
he saw that
giving
defense.
Trevor Lawrence 50 seconds.
Yeah, he was like, shoot, I know they ain't going to stop nobody. Let me just go ahead, sit down, and let Brandon McManus boot it in.
Smart man. Did you win any money?
So, y'all want to know what's real?
Yes.
It's the fact that I couldn't play Underdog Fantasy in Michigan and stay. I was upset. I couldn't make my picks. But you know what? I couldn't wait to get back here. I did make my picks on Saturday. They hit before I left, but I couldn't make my picks on Sunday because of the fact I was in a different state. But guess what, KBN Nation? You are lucky because you are in the great state of Wisconsin where you can play the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and that's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to join the over 5 million customers who are players who have enjoyed winning over $2 billion worth of money. I want you to get in on the action. It's so easy. Download the Underdog Fantasy Sports app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. And here's how you play. You select player stats. You select higher or lower on those player stats. So whether it's touchdowns, passing yards, three-pointers, double-doubles, whatever you want to do, higher or lower on those player stats. And if your picks hit, you can win up to 1,000 times your money, y'all. 1,000 times your money. You have Monday Night Football tonight. Definitely get the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And when you do that, use promo code KBN. That's promo code KBN to download the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And Underdog will give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly when you use promo code KBN. Yes, up to $1,000 in bonus cash today when you use promo code KBN on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. I'm telling y'all, you're going to have so much fun playing the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, so download it or sign up today using promo code KBN. Remember, it must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Weird vibes after a win for the Green Bay Packers, but a win nonetheless. We'll get the perspective of one Alex Strofe, who you might have heard on Mr. Relevant. YouTube, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12:30. Becoming Relevant with Alex Strofe. Next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
So they are lucky. Those other teams, whether it's Kentucky or whether it's Oregon or was it TCU?
That was TCU.
TCU, they're lucky I didn't play in that game. You got upset by a bad team. TCU.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about a great opportunity that Bud Light and Folds of Honor are doing this fall. Bud Light and Folds of Honor need your help to highlight stories of those who gave their all in service of our country. If you know someone close to you that is a fallen or wounded veteran or first responder, submit their story to be recognized on KBN. Now through the week of Veterans Day, submit their story at ESPNFoldsofHonor.com and you have a chance to win a Milwaukee Bucks weekend experience. Right into ESPNFoldsofHonor.com, you can win Bucks swag, a stay at a hotel, and so much more. That is ESPNFoldsofHonor.com.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Welcome to Taberna, Madison's newest neighborhood place for tacos, tequila, and margaritas. Located conveniently on Monroe Street, Taberna is your spot to stop before or after the game. Freshly made margaritas, made-to-order tacos, and happy hour every Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Plus, enjoy daily specials like $4 off margaritas on Monday and 3 tacos for $12 every Tuesday. Taberna truly is a spot for everyone. Head to Taberna Tacos and Tequila today, located at 1925 Monroe Street.
At Fleet Farm, we're serious about offering whatever you need at the best prices guaranteed. Big things, little things, everything. Like Diamond Crystal Solar Salt for only $4.79 a bag. Or 25 pounds of black oil sunflower seed for $9.99. And 40 pounds of Litter Delight cat litter is on sale now for just $8.99. And as always, if you happen to find it for less, we'll match it. So stock up on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. All at the best prices, guaranteed.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Spooktacular savings are happening right now at Metro Ford of Madison. With 212 new vehicles available for purchase, qualified buyers can get 90 days deferred payments. The 24 Ford F-150 is available with 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, $15.54 per thousand borrowed, plus $3,000 total cash. Check out the 24 Ford Mach-E with 1.9 APR financing for 72 months, plus a free EV charger and home installation. Hurry to Metro Ford of Madison today.
Black Friday is Cash Friday at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. On Friday, November 29th, starting at 5 p.m., 18 winners will each take home a cash prize between $500 and $2,500 in our Cash Friday promotion. And at 8 p.m., one winner will take home the $40,000 grand prize. Plus, November 29th is Ho Chunk Day, and we're celebrating by giving the first 500 guests visiting our Rewards Club booth $25 in rewards play. Cash Friday is a holiday tradition at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I
Ditch the random channel surfing with your remote and grab your phone and download the ESPN app, because their new Where to Watch feature is a game changer. With so many games happening, the sports equinox right now, everything's going on. The ESPN app is your answer for everything. Where to stream, where to get the channel. You want to know where the Bucks are tipping off? Boom, you got it. You want to know where green and gold are kicking off? Boom, you got it. And the answer is the ESPN app's Where to Watch tab. No more frustration, and just, hey, I'm on the couch, ESPN app, Where to Watch, TV icon. I'm having the time of my life, so download the ESPN app from your app store and find the Where to Watch TV icon. I'm really looking forward to the perspective of one Alex Strofe, because I think he got the vibe. You know, Kyle wasn't really super happy. He's happy with the win, but he goes, I'm happy. Didn't feel like it. Brad's obviously a Minnesota Vikings fan, and I am scared for the Detroit Lions. So, Strophe, your time.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
The vibes are not as high as I'd like them to be.
Can't force vibes.
No, you can't. And
Do you blame the panel for low vibes?
No, not one bit. I'm feeling the same way. I like Malik Willis a lot.
There's nothing to not like.
I don't like Malik Willis enough to have faith that they're going to win on Sunday.
If you did, I'd say you might be a little crazy.
The issue is I'm having mentally, and maybe you guys can help me through this, is I don't think it's the right decision to play Jordan Love. You're going into the bye week. You guys mentioned it. He'd have 20 days off to recover this groin injury by the time you need to play again if they play Malik Willis Sunday. That's the right move.
Yeah, and let's not forget, I want to add something onto here. I can't speak to what's happening in the training room area, but Brad, when somebody has a sprained MCL and they start playing football for 2-3 weeks, it doesn't just mean he stops rehabbing the sprained MCL. I guarantee he's still working on strengthening his knee.
Yeah, he for sure kept on rehabbing, strengthening the knee. The problem is when you go out there And even if one part's just a little bit off, other parts start overcompensating. You maybe don't move exactly the same way. Even if your knee is 90 to 100%, now all of a sudden you got a groin pull, strain. Pull is much worse. I mean, all it takes, particularly muscular with a groin, man, I'll tell you what, if that goes from, like, if he pushes it and goes from a strain to a pull, you're talking about day to day to, like, month to month. That's like 4 to 6 weeks if you pull it.
All these big numbers. Every time something happens, y'all want to talk about the worst case scenario. Let's just listen.
But you got to play. You got to make like sound decisions.
Yeah, you have to make sound decisions. Overall, with his health is the most important thing. I know we look ahead to the Detroit Lions game. We understand how big this game is because it can help you get in, not in the driver's seat, but really put you all the way back in this NFC North race that you're trying to win here. But at the end of the day, it's not about what happens in week, what we're going to week 9 versus what happens week 15, 16, and 17. So if Jordan Love needs to have this week off and then have the bye week off and then have the full week to get ready for the Chicago Bears, then absolutely that's what we should do. We need to be thinking about what's going to put this Packers team in a position to win a Super Bowl. And beating the Detroit Lions on Sunday, it can help, but it's not the ultimate thing that we need.
I'm torn because I'm a competitor. You can't just lay down. You can't just lay down. This is your chance to beat the number 1 team in the NFC North.
It's your chance to be first place. Yeah.
You can't lay down.
I don't want to lay down.
But for perspective, this time last year, the Packers were like bottoming out, right? They were bad.
But it's different this year.
But there's a lot of time left to like hit your stride.
The division wasn't what it is, though. The Lions have lost 1 game.
That's
the Vikings have lost 2, and the Bears are right behind you with 3 losses.
That's true. Even
you're not in a scenario where I feel like you can lay down, although it might be.
Benny, when it comes to the division race, there's only one thing to say to the Bears.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
They're 4-3. They're out of it.
Yeah, no, I agree, but you understand, like, if they believe they're still in it, the games feel different.
Yeah, and that one in a couple of weeks will be a fun one, I'm sure.
And they're playing their first division game against the Packers in 2 weeks.
Right.
That's their first division game?
Yeah, they play them all at the end of the season.
That is
really
wild.
strange. Yeah, but when it comes to this Lions game, there's debatably no bigger game on their schedule yet left. I mean, sure, you can make the case the second one in Detroit is bigger, but you don't know the circumstances yet. The circumstance here is if you win on Sunday, you control your destiny after the bye week.
I mean, but you're going to have – both teams are going to have oopsie-type games.
Over to the KBN Sports Desk, handled by Ben Brust today. Update on Jair Alexander per a source of Rob Domovsky. I had to make sure it's the right D-Mov here. Doing my due diligence.
It is.
Tests on his knee did not show any significant concerns. Nothing has been decided about his availability for Sunday, but they will monitor his soreness throughout the week.
Him out.
Buenos noches, Jair.
Buenos noches, Jair Alexander.
I want to completely turn the attention to something that got lost in the shuffle this weekend. I draw your attention to the ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison YouTube stream.
Yeah.
We need to stop memorializing alive people with statues that don't look like them. Number 1, you can't make statues for people that are alive. That's rule number 1.
He looks like Lawrence Fishburne.
Number 2, make it look like the person it's supposed to. So Dwayne Wade, formerly, of course, of Marquette and the Miami Heat, was given a statue at the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, or he is in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, and then it'll be in Miami. It looks nothing like Dwayne Wade,
now,
other than the fact he's wearing a number 3 Miami jersey in the statue. It looks like a bald guy with a beard.
It looks absurd.
It looks nothing
he
like
looks
Dwayne
70.
Wade. And
yeah.
The thing is, Dwayne Wade is alive and well and hopefully will be for a long time. Let's, A, stop making statues of people that are alive, and B, when we make statues of dead people that are not alive, let's make it look like the dead person when they were alive.
Didn't we just have a really mini Allen Iverson, too, outside of Philly?
They were all mini.
They were all mini, but this was really mini.
Did you guys see when they made a statue as a prank of Cristiano Ronaldo?
It wasn't a prank.
Really
that
ugly?
wasn't a prank, dude.
That was a prank.
No,
I thought it was real.
No,
it was just a really bad one.
Not a prank.
No,
promise.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was that late night guy that did a prank on him.
It may have been based on the true story, but they actually did release an awful-looking statue of Cristiano Ronaldo.
I mean, Ronaldo's hot.
Are we?
But he don't look hot
Ronaldo's
in the statue.
Yeah.
Are we just experiencing like a worldwide deficit of good statue makers?
That would be my guess.
I mean, is there nobody capable to make good statues?
Like, what would the job title be? Statue maker? What did Marble?
Serenity by Jan.
Or like,
I don't understand the reference.
That's a
Thank
office.
you. Thank you, Brad.
I don't know what you're talking
A
about.
sculptor. I guess a sculptor. I mean, they don't make Michelangelos anymore, clearly.
They do not make Michelangelo. And just going back to this, yes, the sculpture of Dwayne Wade, you're absolutely right. It looked like Lawrence Fishburne. It was terrible, awful. I said, what is this? And the fact that Dwayne Wade actually had like a behind the scenes of them like putting it together.
Yes, he had a hand in it.
And I'm like, Doug, how did you allow this to happen? He has to say, hey, this isn't good. But you're just talking about Cristiano Ronaldo with his.
Yeah.
The sculptor actually took a second try at trying to make it. The bust of him. Because it was so bad the first time. They need to do this again because this is terrible. They ain't going to disrespect D. Wade like that in Wade County.
They need to get a hold of the guys that make the Hall of Fame NFL bust. Those are actually pretty solid.
Those are good.
Generally speaking.
Those are good.
Those guys are killing it. But whoever these random statue sculptors are, we're hitting a lull right now. This has got to be a low.
I wonder what the sculptor did when he looked at it and he said, look at the work I did. I did a hell of a job. Like, I wonder what he said, or he said, damn. Hope they don't notice.
Well, everybody noticed. Is that what we got for becoming relevant? You lighten up the mood and become irrelevant.
Real quick question.
Well, I mean, I talked about how we should only make statues if the person is dead. I don't know how much that.
Yeah, that's
lightened up the
terrible
mood.
too.
If you're
Am I
alive,
wrong? Am I wrong with that?
You're completely wrong.
So we should make statues of alive people?
Yes,
Yeah,
you should.
that's okay.
While they're at the tail end of their life, but I guess
Yeah.
you'll never know.
Well,
if they are.
if you're Dwayne Wade, are you well within your rights to say not acceptable?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because that's gonna be memorialized for like
Right,
centuries.
that's gonna be around for a long time. That's gonna be something my grandkids see.
They ain't gonna say,
And
ugh,
they're
Dwayne
gonna
Wade was ugly.
Why did great grandpa look like that? Why did great grandpa look like he got hit in the face with a dump truck?
Did he play when he was 55?
Yeah, for real. Oldest guy in the NBA.
noches, Chicago!
Victory Monday brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local's grocer's freezer. And for our guy at Palermo's, let him know, Strofe. Buenos noches, Chicago.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
Next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman.
We've called him Whitey Tighties. We've called him the Hall Monitor. He's Jesse Nelson. Like, he's just, I am Jesse Nelson. Kyle, you're Jesse Nelson.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a three-time...
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Wisconsin Badgers Volleyball on ESPN Madison. Listen to every match all season long on 100.5 ESPN and streaming everywhere on Wisconsin On Demand. Another chance to make some noise, silenced by a rough fourth quarter. Wisconsin falling to number 3 Penn State 28-13 Saturday night. An opportunity to shine in prime time, but the lights just too bright. Luke Fickell on the Badgers' shortcomings.
If you said the same thing 14-13 to start the fourth quarter, you take it right now because that's the position we want to train ourselves to be in. Unfortunately, we couldn't take advantage of obviously an incredible atmosphere and to finish the thing off and be able to execute when it counts the most.
Wisconsin drops to 5-3 overall and 3-2 in Big Ten play. Next up, another Saturday night slot at Iowa.
Pella's windows and doors feature durable materials, custom colors, and innovative features like shades between the glass. Get 0% interest for up to 36 months at PellaWI.com.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semra with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Marianne Moore from Val Phillips Memorial of Madison. A three-sport athlete, football, basketball, track and field. Attracted you to play football. What do you like about the game?
The physicality of the game, the brotherhood with getting out there with your boys, on a Friday night, lights on, fans loud, it's no other.
You list your older brother and your dad as your role models.
Yeah.
How have they impacted your life on the field and off?
Growing up, I looked up to both of them, and I wanted to be both of them together. My brother played high school sports. He played football. He ran track. He played basketball. My dad did all three as well.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Getting ready for more rain and longer nights? We've got you. Right now, you can earn up to $25 in bonus rewards when you buy 2 Sylvania Silver Star Ultra bulbs and 2 Rain-X Quantum Elite wiper blades. More rewards and better visibility at America's #1 lighting destination, AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Offer valid for AutoZone Rewards members. Restrictions apply.
Check this out. The new iPhone 16 Pro built for Apple Intelligence. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. Trade in any phone from one of our top brands for the new iPhone 16 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate. Plus, get a new iPad. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
This truck season, think about all the things you can do in a Chevy truck. You'll be able to, or you can even just, with impressive towing, incredible bed and tailgate functionality, and multiple powertrains, Chevy trucks have what you need to get things done. When you want to do it all, Chevy's got you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
(903776) is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stroh running the show. You can see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. What's wrong, Stroh?
You're grinning at me. I don't know why.
I am. I'm trying to keep up with the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line.
No. What'd you just realize?
Nothing.
Okay. Did your mic work that whole time?
It was on. Jimmy Q down?
It was on. How long was it on for?
Was it on the entire break?
Sure was.
His mic was on the entire break?
Did I say a word?
No.
No, I don't think we all said a word.
Did you know it was on?
Yeah, I turned it off on my end.
Oh, well, then there it
Then
is.
everything's fine.
Were you trying to be a parent, trying to teach him a hard lesson?
No, he was doing his job. What do you want, credit? You want a Snickers for doing your job?
Actually, yes. It is Halloween week. You probably have Snickers.
I do not have Snickers. I do have some Twix at home.
Was trick-or-treating in your neck of the woods yesterday?
Yes.
How'd it go?
It went fantastic. Shout out to baby girl in the big size candy, full size.
Oh, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do
She
it.
did king size, not me.
Why not you?
Or full size.
What do you mean not you?
I disagree
He's
with
cheap.
it. I disagree
We
with
know
it.
this.
But the kids were very happy.
I bet kids were coming here because I remember when I was a kid, if I found out king-size candy bars,
Did you go change into a different costume to go
double
get more?
costumed up.
Nah,
Did
I
you
would've-
really?
Yeah.
I would
absolutely.
have remembered. See, you were probably doing that when you were too old. Pirates booties.
As in,
Veggie
the
sticks.
popcorn?
Yeah.
So your
Veggie
kids did
sticks.
king-size
The
candy
chips.
You're giving
and
out
salty
hold
options?
On.
Yeah.
Hold on. You're giving out veggie sticks?
The kids love veggie sticks nowadays. They grew up on
Oh,
it.
those are disgusting.
They're gross to me, but the kids love them. They grew up on it. So
What's wrong with society?
We had all
Wait.
type of options. Yeah, sweet and salty.
Veggie sticks.
Veggie sticks. They're
Oh,
colorful.
like the chips.
All right, the
yeah,
chips.
those
chips.
are pretty good.
I'm gonna do a quick timeout here because I was gonna get into some more Packers conversation, but now that we're on this whole Halloween thing at 1 o'clock
Wait,
in all
do-
these
do-
neighborhoods,
Do I get a Snickers?
I'll bring you
we'll
a Twix
find you
tomorrow.
one. Yeah, we'll find you a Snickers.
Great.
Getting a little hangry back there. These kids are rude.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
Rude.
Rude. RUDE. Rude.
Maybe you're old now.
I was over at a friend's house who had a bucket of candy set out.
Cool.
And as some of these kids came up to the candy bowl, this is all you got?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
You don't have any sugar candy, just chocolate?
What was the lineup of candy? Was it respectable candy?
Snickers, Twix, Milky Way,
Oh, wow. Those
some
are pretty-
Dum Dums.
Oh,
pretty
Milky
solid.
Ways and Dum Dums. I see why this candy was trash. I would have been digging it through that box. Like, where's the good stuff at?
Yeah, okay,
Well,
but
Snickers are
would,
good.
would you have an attitude or would you just take one and move on?
I mean, I got home training, so I probably would have took one and probably moved on, or I would have said no.
What do
thank
you say to these kids who in front of your face are making fun of the candy that you have?
basically you take the criticism. Maybe that should be a critique for next year. Get some better candy.
No, you say, you know what? You don't have to take one. Go ahead, don't take one.
You'll be so prideful.
You're not, being forced to take any of this trash candy. Why don't you go ahead and move along?
What's the point of
You
putting
know,
trash
this
candy
is so
out there?
funny that Brad's
Move
trying to act all
along.
tough. He would never say that. He'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, hang on, let me go. Let me go in my house if I see got
Yeah.
something else in the
Let's
estate
see,
for
we
you."
got some better candy. The
Yeah.
kid said it's trash.
What do
Why-
you little whippersnappers need?
Exactly. That's what you
Little
should be trying to see.
whippersnappers.
If you're going to participate in the festivities of Halloween, you should be definitely giving the kids some candy that they can appreciate, some
I've
treat
got
they can appreciate.
protein powder.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys ever
Do you
tried
want sugar-free
have you ever
candy?
tried oatmeal before, boys? You ever tried oatmeal?
Yeah, they would be
I'll whip
highly
you up
upset.
some.
They'd be highly upset.
All
I'm
of a
cops would
sudden,
show up.
it's November 1st and there's eggs all over the Nortman estate.
So here's the thing: is I know that inside the house there was more candy, but after I heard that, I was like, "This isn't my house. I'm not gonna go get them candy for being rude in front of the faces."
I'm team
of the
kids.
You're team kids.
No,
team kids.
there's no excuse for that
No, you
behavior.
God,
no,
love the
excuse.
kids.
No,
Love the
I'm
kids.
team kids because I think there was a realization. They knew they got trash candy. I remember as a kid, anytime I saw some Dum Dums or Milky Way, still to this day, I'm not eating no Milky Way. I'd be like, this house has terrible
That's a
candy.
bad take.
You know
Terrible
what, though?
candy.
Kyle, if you think Gen Z is a problem, this young generation, this is how they're approaching trick-or-treat, and free candy, boy, our civilization
I
is going
like
to be
it.
in
They
trouble.
know what they want. They understand what's good and what's not. That's what we need. We need a generation that can identify immediately what trash is, and they see that the candy that they had at whatever party Ben went to was trash candy. You need to have good candy. You need to compete. Everybody wants to be the good house on the block. You want to be the candy house on the block.
But then abandon all politeness in the act?
Well, these kids might be a little rude and direct, but that's how we need to be sometimes nowadays.
Can
I'm
I
happy they're more
can I
direct.
add to this weird whole Halloween thing? I learned that in my fiance's city in towns of St. Louis, you would go knock on the door and you'd have to make a joke in order to get a piece of candy.
Yeah, that's a big thing in St. Louis, Google tells me.
Isn't that the
That's
most ridiculous
strange.
thing you've ever heard? She was telling us that it was strange that the kids would come up and say trick or treat and they would have to do anything to get the candy.
So, do they even say trick-or-treat in St. Louis? Or do they just open the door and say, okay, let's hear it?
Knock, knock.
And yeah, you just hear like okay, go ahead, go. Say something.
I'm assuming they just have the same joke for every house, right?
Yeah, you got to.
I mean, just go. I mean, this seems a little odd to make kids.
Isn't
tell
it
jokes.
weird?
Really working for that candy, little odd.
It's a little odd.
Kids telling random adults jokes at their doorstep.
Don't like
Kind
it.
of bizarre.
Yeah, it's the 21st century now. It's a weird world we live in. I don't think that is acceptable,
Hey, guys.
especially with the predators we have out there.
What does a ghost panda eat? Bamboo!
That's
That's a couple extra pieces of candy
Yeah.
for you, kid. That's a good one.
Bad joke, good delivery.
What does a house wear to a Halloween party? A dress.
That's actually pretty good too.
I don't get it.
Address? Think about your address.
Kid up in there was so funny. That was hilarious.
That was pretty good.
What's a witch's favorite school subject? Spelling.
This is good.
These are pretty good.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. You get some decent delivery on these. Come on, give me one more.
Each one of these would get more candy.
I got one for you. This one's good. Why are graveyards so noisy? Because of all the coffin.
Oh,
That was the worst one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the worst one. You got me really excited for it.
That was good.
y'all want to know yesterday?
What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta?
It's funny. So I come home yesterday because I traveled. I was out of the state. So I come home and baby girl's sitting in the window. 'cause
Cool.
Baby girl.
didn't
Yeah,
wanna-
you didn't talk about baby girl.
Yeah, baby girl sitting with everybody outside, got fire pits and doing that. She said, "Nah, we're not doing that." So she's sitting inside the house and she calls me and said, "I don't know why the kids aren't stopping here. I'm in the window." I'm like, "Well, it's probably because everybody else is outside in their yards that they don't know." So I get home and I come save the day. I see. And I had to be very careful about this now. I said, hey, some little girls walk by, teenagers. I said, hey, y'all want some candy? I said, the woman in the window, you see her? She can give you some candy. Y'all want some? Because I didn't want to be weird about it.
You did
I
that?
am running for my life.
You were weird about it.
I don't want to be weird about it, but hey, you want some candy?
Kids.
Free candy.
Yeah, I know. I was very
You see that lady in the window? I trapped her.
Just jump in the van quick.
I was concerned because I'm like, I know baby girl is upset because she's been talking about this stupid Halloween for like the past month. And so for her to be sitting in the house watching kids walk past the house all the time, I said, I can't go into this house and she's sad. I got to save the day.
Did those kids then go to your house?
They stopped off the bikes. They said, yeah, because they saw the woman in the window. So they got off their bikes. They got the candy. I had to be very
that
specific.
sounds like a title to a novel.
I didn't want to. It does. I
Woman
don't want to
Woman in the window.
I didn't want to say these little girls biking, hey, you girls want some candy? That'd be weird. That'd be creepy. Next thing you know, their dads would be at my house trying to whoop my ass. So I had to be like, hey, the woman in the window has the candy. And so then the kids started seeing that this house was a candy house, and they were loving it. But I had to get it going, man.
How did
wild
the Scarecrow
adventure.
get promoted?
I don't know. I just have this vision of Kyle yelling at kids like, hey, there's a woman over there. She
Get
wants to
your
give you candy.
I did to a couple groups.
A couple groups.
Well, because then it slowed down.
By the way, the Scarecrow got promoted because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh, that's
Oh, wow. That's actually really good. So, Kyle, you're the hype man for the Wallace household.
No, for the woman in
candy.
the house with the candy.
The woman in the window.
Baby girl's hype
Do
man.
you know how we all have women? Do you know how disappointing it is?
We all
when-
have women.
We do. Do we not have women?
We're all with
We're in a
women.
relationship.
I'm sorry, I'm PC. We're all in a partnership with a woman. And so, you know how sad it is when they get all excited about something and then it doesn't go as planned? And you go and they're all not negative.
Yeah. You got to save the day.
You got to save the day.
You step up. You step up.
In the
for your
Wallace
girl.
household, all the Wallace women is happy. We only have one in my house. She's not a Wallace, so I guess. Yet.
Buenas noches, Chicago!
Those carbless.
Oh, I would love to. Because we're talking about Halloween. I know what I'm going to be doing on Halloween. I'm going to be sitting back, and as Sporty Spice, as Lexi's giving out candy, I'm going to be sitting on my couch and drinking carbless. This fall, man, there is always a situation, always an occasion for you to grab a nice cold carbless. There's something for everybody when it comes to flavors. For me, I've been getting back into the classic cocktail world, whether it be Paloma, Mojito, my favorite, margarita, or whether it be all the fruit flavors like black raspberry, lemon lime, cranberry. Something about cranberry in the fall, especially as we're approaching Thanksgiving, that cranberry really hits. And not only that, it's a guilt-free experience. If you're trying to work out, you're trying to eat healthy, we're getting to the age where you still want to kick back, relax, have yourself a delicious cocktail, but you can't indulge the way you used to with some of these sugary beverages or things like that. That's not carbless. Carbless is guilt-free because it's gluten-free, carb-free, sugar-free. That means guilt-free. Only 100 calories per can, less carbonation, made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Even just describing it makes me want to go home and have a Monday night carbless as I watch some football tonight. I think I convinced myself to have a carbless. Hopefully I convinced you. If you've tried it before, then you already know that Liss is indeed more. Find them at your grocery store nearby and enjoy an ice cold carbless this fall.
The Packers have avoided a major injury problem, but I'm completely off the idea of sitting Jordan Love if he's even remotely ready to go. I can't.
Really?
It's wrong.
You are off the idea?
Yeah, I was having the idea that we should potentially sit him and give him those 20 days before the Bears with the bye.
Now you want him to play?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It would be such a loser move to sit him.
Say it with a little bit more conviction.
The Packers would be losers if they didn't go attack the number one team in the division.
There we go.
In 2 minutes.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by The Jump Around, a brand new weekly digital show diving into all things Wisconsin Badgers. New episodes with host Jim Rutledge debut Thursdays at 12:30, streaming exclusively on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Speaking of those Badgers, it was a roller coaster of a weekend here in Wisconsin. Starting with the Badgers volleyball team, they steamrolled the 10th-ranked Purdue Boilermakers 3-0 in Mackey Arena. 7th-ranked Wisconsin now has their toughest test of the season this Friday against number 2 Nebraska at the Fieldhouse. First service slated for 8 p.m. with pre-match coverage beginning at 7:30, right here on Madison's home for Badgers volleyball, 100.5 ESPN. Then things took a downturn at Camp Randall as Badgers football fell to number 3 Penn State 28-13. Wisconsin led into the third quarter, but a Braden Locke pick 6 gave the Nittany Lions the lead, which they never relinquished. Another primetime showcase this Saturday for the Badgers at Kinnick Stadium against Iowa. Then finally, Malik Willis led a game-winning drive for the Packers over the Jaguars 30-27. Plenty more G&G talk coming up next on KBN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nordman, KBN. Sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. On ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The Green Bay Packers won 30-27. And within an hour and 5 minutes of our show, all I can think about is the Detroit Lions.
What?
What do you mean, what?
All you think about is the Lions, huh? You can't even bask in the joy of winning.
You couldn't even bask in the joy of it.
I wasn't thinking about the Lions. I was more frustrated about some things. I was satisfied in the sense of they won, but I wasn't satisfied with the performance.
I'm not going to lie. When the Packers were playing the Jags, I was keeping my other eye on the Lions game, and I saw them whooping on the Titans, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Like, how could you not think about it?
I mean, I want to shift my
What
focus.
What could you possibly clean up from a Jacksonville game that would have that much of an impact against what is the top 2 team in the NFL?
Yeah, I think just taking steps in the right direction. But overall, I mean, I just think the Green Bay Packers just have to be a better team, right? They have to be overall a better football team in order to win that football game, period.
Let's go to Ainsley in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. And the idea of resting Jordan Love if he's not 100%, where you at with this?
Well, somebody got Snickers bar for Strophy first.
Oh, that's why I went upstairs. I'll get it next break.
Yeah, okay. And Benny Biceps needs to calm down. And just my opinion, this isn't our Super Bowl.
Biceps.
It's not Chicago versus Green Bay regular season Super Bowl for Chicago. You're going to hate this, Ben, but I think we punt this weekend. We walk into our bye. We go NBA load management scenario with all the injuries. I think, it's us and the Lions. That's what it's going to be. I think I saw today that 0.5 point difference in Vegas right now if both teams are fully healthy, Lions-Packers. Better defense this year, cooking on offense. I think the missing pieces we trade Van Nester Smith, Gary, if we could, but the contract, and then we grab something. We acquire something, we trade something. Lastly, I'd like my name to get changed to Beads in Milwaukee.
Beads in Milwaukee.
Beads, by the way.
All right.
Yeah, where are the beads, by the way?
They are in the mail. I put them in the mail today, so it'll be there today or tomorrow.
And nobody told you no?
What do you mean nobody told me no? I just had to add extra postage.
So did you did you go to the post office?
Postage?
Yes. Yeah, because
When you took it to
the
the
whole
post
weight
office?
of it.
That's what this post office said?
Yes.
Oh, man. And and stamps just went up to 60
Are
or
you
70
lying to
cents.
us?
No.
How much did it cost more? Oh, you
He
winked.
just winked. You haven't gone to the post office
I
yet.
still have them at my desk, damn it.
Well, let's
You
take
haven't
care of
I
it.
knew he was lying to us.
Wait, are they done?
They're done.
Okay, well,
Because
okay.
you
well,
said,
I-
I'm
you
going to
know,
finish these that one
I will
night.
gladly drop them off.
But you're just going to need some extra money.
Hell, if I drop them off, I need extra money. I'm gonna say, oh, I'll take them back. Let me
Mr. Wallace there to ship these. It's another $40.
No, we'll take a look because I have a nice little post office not too far from the crib.
Okay, I would love for that.
Cool. Actually, you have a post office next to you too.
Doesn't matter. I did the whole thing, and you guys said you would help somebody do something.
I don't want to get in that because you declined to
You
take
made
help.
your bed. You have to do it.
What have you done?
I told you I wasn't going to do much.
And
And I
exactly.
bought the initial
You've
beads.
done
Thank you
nothing.
very much.
What happened to me licking the
Dang, you
envelope?
did something.
Yeah. Are they licked?
Are they licked yet?
I gave it to an intern.
Oh, he got the lick instead of me.
Wow.
He taped them.
No, he didn't.
Like my grandpa sending me a
Did
note.
he lick them as well, or just
I
tape
have
them?
no idea. I'm just glad. All I had to do for those who missed it, I have declared, despite my anger today, because I want this team to win a Super Bowl, is that I believe that they're going to find their way to New Orleans. And with that, that's why I'm a little bit anxiously scared of the Lions game. So with that, we did get a bunch of addresses. I bought a bunch of beads. We put a letter together declaring that we're going to New Orleans. Everybody that texted in or tweeted, I had put 3 beads, a letter, and wrote the address on from all of that, and boom, everything is taped up. It just needs to be taken to the post office. And I feel like this bid has been going for way too long.
All right, honesty hour real quick.
Yeah.
How many do you feel like you missed?
None on the text line, none on Twitter. The only thing I can think of is if they texted 844-770-3776 in Madison. I did not see those.
Not bad.
Sean and BD, what do you got on Love playing this weekend?
Hi, guys. Obviously it's going to depend on what they see on that MRI. If he's hobbled like he was yesterday, it might be Malik Willis has shown he can do it, so it might be in our best interest to kind of rest Jordan Love. And I don't know, they could win by a field goal for the rest of the year, and I'll be happy. Every single game, field goal, rest of the year, guess what? We're Super Bowl champions. McManus, thank God, that guy's 5 for 5. Although it says 3 for 3, but he keeps kicking field goals when they call timeouts. Anyways, I thought they did well. Josh Jacobs did what he needed to do to help the Packers on a day that Jordan Love was hurt. Defense, we can still ramp that up a bit. But anyways, I'm not happy with the Badgers. I'll end it there.
Weird. I'm not happy with the Badgers
right there
either,
with you,
Sean.
Wisconsin.
But I don't know. I'm confused by that call. Maybe he's the rose-colored green and gold glasses that we.
What was that noise he made there at the end?
He's not happy with the Badgers. He wanted to sneak it in there. I ain't mad at him. I didn't get to watch the game.
I was there, and I was very disappointed. 800-990-3776. I do want to get back to Beads from Milwaukee's point about load management, because I thought that was fascinating. Because, all right, let's be honest here.
All right. Let's be honest.
The first half of the show,
yep,
I was thinking to myself, hey, this might not be a bad thing to give Jordan Love time after the knee, after the groin.
Yep, you did say that.
Then I was like, I ain't no female dog. Like,
oh wow, oof.
Come on now, like this
Females dark like that, huh?
But this is the Lions, guys. They're the best team in the NFC. Like, we can't just back down.
But there's also a level of this is the Lions. So if they get after Love and there's a risk of re-injury, I want Love back for the Bears, 49ers, Dolphins, Lions.
You're soft.
I know, but that's you got to think sometimes in terms of softness. Sometimes softness is the right way to go. Don't you want to be a little bit soft with Jordan Love?
No, I do believe
everyone put their stamp on right now. You can't change your mind the rest of the week because I've done it twice in the first two. I know. I'm setting the expectations now. Jordan Love, 20 days to rest before the Packers play the Bears. Yay or nay?
Yay. Rest. Wait. Don't play him. Let him be fully ready for the Bears.
Yeah, if Jordan Love is hampered or hobbled out there, he can't be 100% himself. He doesn't put the Packers in a position to win. So I say go ahead and rest him because I know what the Detroit Lions have on defense, and they don't have Aiden Hutchinson. And I know they're going to struggle with the pass rush. You put a guy back there that is going to be versatile, can run the ball, different threats, stress the defense, and he's shown he can complete passes a little bit. I'll go with Malik.
Got to play him. You can't lay down and let them.
So if he's 70%, you want to play him.
Yeah, this is football.
What if he?
Are you saying you just have the Aaron Rodgers game plan, take out a pistol and don't move?
Yeah, all he does is sit back and throw too. I mean, yes, I know he can roll out, make plays, but Malik Willis ain't winning against the Detroit Lions.
You don't know that.
I don't know.
You don't know that.
Come on, Strofe.
Listen, he's won you 3
Strofe,
games.
what are we doing here?
Willis
The Colts, the Jaguars, and the Titans.
He's beat really
This is the best team in the NFL.
No,
Yeah,
it comes down to what your defense can do. If your defense
the defense is going to have to win it.
Exactly. If your defense can
And
keep
they
it
just gave up 10 points in the last 5 minutes against the Jaguars without Brian Thomas and Christian Kirk.
Yeah, exactly. Malik Willis ain't winning you the game. He certainly won't lose you the game, given what we've seen from him through 2.5 games.
Pull that, Stroh.
But do you believe in the defense after allowing Trevor Lawrence to go for 300 yards?
But that's the
do you
thing.
believe in the defense after seeing what running backs have been able to do for them when Detroit has the best 1-2 punch in the league at running back? Do you believe in Matt LaFleur to do it again with Malik Willis offensively? Do you can Josh Jacobs repeat what he's done?
Absolutely.
When Love's been out.
Absolutely. I think they can.
You probably need to score 30
30
to win.
No, if you got to
30,
if you got to score 30, you're not winning.
Jordan Love can do
But
that.
you have to do that. The Vikings scored what?
That falls,
29.
And they didn't win.
And they lost.
That falls on the defense. If you're talking about we got to score more than 23 points in this game, then absolutely the Packers aren't going to win. So that falls on the defense, and what can you do? That's why when I look at this game, I'm concerned about Jordan Love's health because he's a franchise quarterback. But more importantly, I need to see
Get
what's
a
going to happen
lead with Love and play Willis. It don't work like that.
It does not.
This is Cuckoo Monday.
It does not. But that's why my concern is not so much with Jordan Love. It's more on the defensive side of the football. I need to make sure Jair Alexander may be able to go. I need to make sure Evan Williams is back, right? These are the guys that I need to see there because more importantly, I think defensively, that is the thing that's going to win you the ball game, whether Jordan Love plays or he doesn't play. Because we know if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. We know if he doesn't play, it's going to be Malik Willis out there. That's why it's imperative that your defense is as healthy as possible to give you the best opportunity to beat Detroit on Sunday. So that's why I truly believe the Packers can win if the defense shows up to play.
800-990-3776. Put your stamp right now. This will change, even though he said it's not going to. Do you believe Jordan Love should play, or do you rest him for 20 days to make sure that he is as healthy as he can be, despite the fact that they play the Lions on Sunday? You need him long term. Load management Packers, or let it ride with Love on Sunday. 800-990-3776. We'll take your texts. We'll take your calls on the other side. We will not, because Jason Wilde is next. Let's go to Ryan in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776.
Yeah, hey, I'm wondering, has Malik Willis earned like a change of pace package, like a few snaps a game, just throw him in there, see if he can run a little bit? Has he shown enough? I guess that's my question.
I personally don't like taking out your quarterback ever if it's a quarterback one. He's a great backup, but you would believe that a healthy Jordan Love is always a better option than Malik Willis, even if it's a 3rd and short or whatever else that you think you can take advantage of a running quarterback, a quarterback that can do different things. A healthy Jordan Love is 100 out of 100 times better than Malik Willis, even with small packages.
Yeah, nope, not doing it. I'm not taking my franchise quarterback off the field. We don't do that here in Green Bay.
Jason Wilde joins us next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
I think it's clear.
Yeah, and if Doc replicates what Booty did last year, or all I'm saying
Come on, guys. His name is Coach Bud.
If he replicates
Coach Booty,
what Coach Bud
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Just announced 1.99% APR on select new 2024 Audis. Eligible models include Q5s, e-trons, and more. Or you can save $7,500 on select Audi EVs with the AFS EV lease bonus. All offers require qualified credit through Audi Financial Services. See dealer for details. Offer ends October 31st, 2024. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semra with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Marion Moore from Val Phillips Memorial of Madison. A 3-sport athlete, football, basketball, track and field. Attracted you to play football. What do you like about the game?
The physicality of the game, the brotherhood with getting out there with your boys, on a Friday night, lights on, fans loud. It's no other.
You list your older brother and your dad as your role models.
Yeah.
How have they impacted your life on the field and off?
Growing up, I looked up to both of them, and I wanted to be both of them together. My brother played high school sports. He played football. He ran track. He played basketball. My dad did all three as well.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
And Sports Writer of the Year.
How can a proud alumnus say such slanderous, blasphemous things?
Holding everybody accountable.
I don't remember you as a great passer, quite frankly. Hey-o.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry.
Was that you or Ashton Rotman?
That was me.
Shout out to Alex Strofe running the show. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin with our brand new introduction. Hit it. Introduction of Jason Wilde. Here, Jason, on Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these very stations. What did you think of his work, Jason?
Well, I feel like I'm pretty nice to you guys sometimes too, especially to Brad and Kyle. So, you know, I don't want to be depicted as some sort of bully that picks on you. But it sounds a little bit like I'm getting after you. And I'm a big Ben Brust fan. Was I a fan of certain behaviors? No, I was not. But overall, am I a fan? Yes, I am.
Add that. I'm a big Ben Brust fan. I just heard it.
No, Jason.
Yeah.
One of our company's core values is honesty. Jason, that didn't sound very honest.
It's totally honest. No. Was I pissed with some of his antics? Absolutely. But as I learned at St. Paul's Lutheran School in West Allis, Wisconsin, and Martin Luther High School in Greendale, Wisconsin, love the sinner, hate the sin.
Oh.
And that's how I am.
Amen.
I'm sounding like Malik Willis. Did you hear that clip yesterday from Malik Willis?
Nuh-uh.
I don't know. I feel like as a Christian I can use it in a story, but I'm still a little leery of it. Like, I don't want to make, Christians mad at me. But he said, I haven't really done much.
compared to Jesus, I haven't done anything.
Hey, that's true.
You got to get on Homer's YouTube show.
Puts things into perspective.
I mean, yeah,
I can relate.
Did you turn water into wine? No. Did you feed the multitude with the fish and the bread? No. Did you die on the cross? No. But hey, you're playing pretty damn good football, and you deserve credit for that, Malik.
This is fantastic from Jason Moldy, joining us here on Kyle Brust and Nortman. I don't know how I'm supposed to ask a question because he's just rolling. Do you got anything more you just want to roll with? But I do have something for you if you don't.
It doesn't have to be biblical. I mean, we can get into a whole discussion of where I feel like Christianity is at today. Maybe I'll save that for My Faith with Homer and Pip, part 2.
Yeah,
what do you want to talk about?
I think that'd be wonderful. As it pertains to the 20 to 21 days in between now and what would be the Bears game, obviously Jordan needs to be healthy, but I want this team to go against the Lions because I don't want the Lions to have any mental advantage of like, oh, they're scared, they're not ready for us. Because the Lions, to me, I think they're the best team in the NFL, hands down. I know they lost straight up. I know how those things go, when you don't beat the opponent you play. But the last 3 weeks, they have been dominant. And with the recent injuries to the Green Bay Packers, they're not going to be full strength. So there is an opportunity for an NFL load management here. Where are you on this injury? Sit Jordan Love. He's got a groin, he's got a knee, or attack it because you're playing to be in first place at the NFC North. I'm juggling this in my head, Jason.
That was a lot of questions. Let me try and take them one at a time if I can remember them. But let me start with this first. I'll give you an example of how you can lose a game and still have the mental advantage. So I would wipe away your suggestion that, let's say the Packers play the Lions with Malik Willis at quarterback, and then they would have some sort of psychological advantage because they beat the Packers at Lambeau. Obviously, you don't want to lose to them, and you really don't want to then have to go into that game in Detroit the Thursday after Thanksgiving Thursday, feeling like, hey, we can't lose this, or then they've got the tiebreaker on us and everything else. But in 2010, back when I traveled for everything, I remember them going into Atlanta and losing. And it was the most confident, borderline cocky, losing locker room I have ever been in. Like the message, and I remember writing it, if the old ESPN Wisconsin, if I can come up with the archive, I'll send it to you. But it was basically, hey, if we got to play these guys again, we're going to beat them. And then we all know that that's exactly what the 2010 team did. I mean, they housed them in their own house in the divisional round. And that was a number 1 seed that was 14-2 in the regular season. So, do you want to win the game? Obviously. Would you love Jordan Love to be deemed healthy enough to play? Obviously. But if he's not, and Malik Willis plays, and Malik Willis isn't quite as magical as he's been in the 3 games that he's played extensively, and the Lions win, I definitely don't think that's the end of the world. And I would definitely say, look, they're going to see him sooner or later again, whether it's another regular season matchup or a regular season and a playoff matchup. So that part of it, that wouldn't be why I would decide whether or not to play Love or not. Now, I asked the same question as you, basically, Ben, and Matt LaFleur, he wasn't a jerk about it, but he was like, look, if Jordan's healthy enough to play, he's playing. So there's no thought process of, he's close, and if it was a playoff game, we'd play him, but it's not a playoff game, so let's give him this week and the bye week and then a full week heading into that Bears game on November 17th and play it safe with him. You've seen the reporting from the NFL Network, who clearly talked to Love's agent, Matt LaFleur. I don't know where they're getting that information. I better not be from in here. Yeah, I don't think that Flea and Nate Weir were calling Ian Rappaport to give him a heads up on the health. But I'm sure it was Love's agent that said, look, it's not major. He'll be day-to-day. Maybe he can play this week. Maybe he can't. But I am a risk-averse person by nature, and the one thing I don't want him to do, just like I was when he missed the 2 games with the knee, is if it's borderline, have him play, and then really, it's a blessing that it's not more severe, right? Like if he had torn the groin off the bone like Tausch once did in the Metrodome, that's a really long injury, and you don't want to try and play with him without him for a month or 6 weeks. So there's part of me that is more inclined to say, okay, he's healthy enough that if it was win or go home, we'd let him play because he wants to play. But because it's not, and there's a heck of a lot of football still to be played, we're not gonna push him on this, and we're gonna give him that time. I'm with you in that thought process. I think that's the right decision if it's a question. Now, if it's mild enough that they're like, no, he can definitely play, then hey, no holds barred, let him go. But I'm not sure, based on watching him yesterday, that by next Sunday he's going to be so much better that it's not an issue. I doubt that to be the case.
Jason, this Packer team, they find themselves for a 6-2 football team quite often in one-score games, right? Because I would imagine a lot of 6-2 teams, like the Detroit Lions who are 6-1, they steamroll teams. But the Packers find themselves in games that are determined by one score. In fact, 6 out of the 8 have been determined by one score. Now, they are 4-2, so that's a good thing. But do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing that this team is playing in one-score games? Good thing being, hey, they're developing and being in close games and finding ways to win. That's important. But close games in a bad way being, man, they're just living life too dangerously.
Yeah, that's interesting, Brad. Like, I think back to the Vikings a couple years ago, right? They went 11-0 in one-score games. 11-0. That doesn't happen. The odds are against you, and they will flip on you, and you'll regress to the mean sooner or later. And that's exactly what happened to them, right? The following year, last year. So,
when they lost to Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they lost a ton of games last year.
I meant when they had that
the
playoff differential crazy statistic. I think they lost Jones. I digress.
Yeah, it's 2022. Yep. So look, I think it's obviously great for your development as still a young team to be able to win close games. Obviously, yesterday it was not a one-score game when they went up 27-17 and then couldn't put the Jaguars' lights out at that point. But yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Like, they steamrolled the Cardinals, who I still don't believe are good, even though they've won on back. They basically Brandon McManus their last 2 games too, winning on walk-offs. And what's the other game that wasn't?
It was the Titans.
Game?
The Titans.
Yeah. So that's great. You should win games against teams that aren't very good by more than one score. And maybe I was wrong about the Jaguars. Maybe they were better than I thought they were. I will say this. I thought Trevor Lawrence, I had a different opinion of Trevor Lawrence after watching him again yesterday. I think there's a chance that maybe he's in a less than desirable situation. Maybe he's not as up and down as I thought he was. But bottom line, it's good however you win, it's good to win, but they have to make sure in the games against the best teams, if they're in a close game, they're making the plays to win the games. And this will be another great example of whether they can do it or not on Sunday.
Jason, are you confident that they can do it on Sunday? After watching the game against the Jags, do you think the Green Bay Packers are a true contender for a Super Bowl title? Are they in the same breath as the Lions or the Chiefs?
Yeah, I think they're probably the second best team in the NFC right now, the way they're playing, right? And it ebbs and flows throughout the year. And, they went and won a game that they lost their starting quarterback again early in the third quarter. That's nothing to sneeze at. They owe a lot to Malik Willis, and whether it's him, whether it's Goody trading for him, whether it's the work that Tom Clements and Sean Mannion have done with him on his fundamentals and his footwork, whether it's Matt LaFleur designing offensive game plans that make it easy for him in the 2 games that he started and finding ways to make him succeed. I mean, you guys know this. It's one thing to do it when you're the backup quarterback and you have all week to prepare. It's another thing to go into the game cold and be able to do what he did yesterday. That's next level impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he has saved their season. If they had lost the 3 games he'd played, we'd be looking at what ifs, right? Oh, well, what if Jordan had been healthy? Instead, they started 0-3, and now instead of being 6-2, they're 3-5, and you're wishing that Jordan hadn't gotten hurt because, what would have been had Jordan not suffered these injuries? So they're in a really good spot. Some people decided to jinx them by pointing out how fortunate they'd been health-wise. That might have been a mistake by certain members of our show, but again, that's not actually how it works. But they have to find a way, and this will be a challenge. And it would be a challenge anyway, but there's a chance they're not going to have Evan Williams or Jair Alexander on Sunday.
Yeah, not great.
That's not exactly what you're looking for against a team that has scored 172 points over the last 4 games.
That is great stuff from Jason Wilde. Now, real quickly, Jason, since we're going to tell everyone about it, how crazy is it that Gina Della turned 60 and is giving the gifts to us?
I still don't believe. I think everything that Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin does, I think, is genuine, authentic advertising. The deals are real. The quality of the windows. I have the brand new one in our front window. It's amazing. We love it. I think her claiming to be 60 is false advertising. I don't believe that she actually is.
I don't believe it either, but we do have to talk about 0 for 60. Thank you, Jason.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
0% interest for 60 months. I said it last week. He's on the same page as me. I don't think she's 60.
That's how far Gina's willing to go to give you the deal. She's like, okay, I'll say I'm 60, and we'll just go ahead and do 60 months. Because this deal, 0% down, 0% interest for 60 months to celebrate Gina Della's 60th birthday. Boy, we know that does not come around very often, Ben.
Well, in 10 years, maybe there's 0 for 70. I don't know. 0 for 72. 0 for... she's going to make it to 100. 0 for 100. Gina Della. We'll just get 0 for 60 for her 60th right now. 855-PELA-WI. Tell him that KBN sent you.
KB la la la.
That's Gina herself. 855-PELA-WI or PELAWI.com. I like that with Jason. I actually want to go dive a little deeper into the injury conversation and everything he shared with us. And debrief with Strofe about how he thought the intro went for Jason Wilde next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Ben's pretty good at impersonations.
Hey, he's
Quotes.
pretty good.
I either crush him
or suck at him.
He's pretty good at faking it.
Yeah, being a faker.
Yeah, that's
exactly what it is.
Well, that's what acting is.
Why can't we come together?
Yeah, you're very creative in faking it. Good job.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's always pressure. You got to find ways to deal with that pressure and handle it as best you can to be the best.
This is your Green and Gold Fix on 100.5 ESPN.
Obviously, there's going to be things that turn up along the way. You got to be able to adjust.
This Green and Gold Fix is driven by Metro Ford.
He did it again. Following Jordan Love's exit in Sunday's game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, backup quarterback Malik Willis led the Packers to their 6th victory of the season, 30-27 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. While we await the diagnosis on Jordan Love's groin injury, it's uncertain whether Willis or Love will start Sunday against the Detroit Lions, but head coach Matt LaFleur impressed with Willis's efforts.
Can't say enough great things about Malik Willis, the job that he's able to do to go in there. You know, the moment's never too big for him.
It's Packers-Lions, a 3:25 kickoff Sunday at Lambeau Field. I'm Alex Stroh.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Enrolls you in a
recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
It's a key ingredient called Tesnor. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. Total T is backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321321. That's ROCK to 321321.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella, how'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for 60 months.
Visit PellaWI.com.
Hold your appointment on or before November 8th. Certain restrictions apply.
Welcome to Taberna, Madison's newest neighborhood place for tacos, tequila, and margaritas. Located conveniently on Monroe Street, Taberna is your spot to stop before or after the game. Freshly made margaritas, made-to-order tacos, and happy hour every Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Plus, enjoy daily specials like $4 off margaritas on Monday and 3 tacos for $12 every Tuesday. Taberna truly is a spot for everyone. Head to Taberna Tacos and Tequila today, located at 1925 Monroe Street.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Tell me why ain't nothing but
It's not Boy Band Wednesday.
It's not. On a Victory Monday, I want this soft music.
I kind of dig it.
On a Wednesday.
It is Victory Monday, brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, and Alex Stroh.
You want to sing so bad.
How did you see it? Do you see the twinkle in my eye?
It's so obvious.
'Cause I want it that way.
Tell me why it ain't nothing but a
Kyle wants to sing too.
I want some turn-up music. Ratchet.
No part of this gets you going.
I mean, I
Come on,
love the
be
song.
honest.
I love it, but not right now. I want turn-up music.
You're not even that happy about the win,
Give me some
so you're
sexy red.
fraudulent. What I do want to know, Brad, is there was a punt in which I saw in the Jacksonville Green Bay Packer game in which this punter was unbelievable.
Man.
I mean, I've never seen a punter like this before. Did you know this punter? Did you know this punter?
73 yards. Yeah, Brad, were you familiar with this game?
Listen. There's a reason
Wait, did you
why
punt for the Jaguars?
There's a reason why the Jaguars cut me and drafted Logan Cook. It's just the truth. And when I saw that guy rip off a 60-plus yard punt in the air and then poof, roll it right out of bounds at the 1 yard line, I said, this is why I am without a job and this man is punting so well. So I got to give him credit. At least the Jags decision is paying off for them. At least they didn't replace me with some scrub. That's all I was thinking. At least it's a guy that's capable to fill the big shadow that I cast on that program.
What were your emotions as you saw him punting and you're like?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I was watching. I said, okay, Logan Cook, let's see it.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, former NFL punter, 4 years with the Carolina Panthers, 2 years with the Jaguars, and then
Logan Cook, the guy that punted yesterday and punted excellently. He's a good punter. He consistently is good. And I'm watching.
I noticed.
It's the first. Okay, thank you. And then first punt of the game, I kind of like picked up a little bit on the couch. I was like, okay, here we go. And he punted it, and I saw it fly through the air. They let it go. It sprung out of bounds at the 1, and I went. I sunk right back in the couch. I changed the channel. I said, I need a distraction. I
changed the channel?
I need to watch something else for just a minute.
In the Nortman estate?
In the Nortman estate.
You're the one person in the world that could watch that punt and be personally offended.
I wasn't, I guess, maybe personally offended.
Oh, you were.
Semi-accurate. It just stung,
Had a little sting on it.
Yeah, imagine if
Your
we tune
replacement.
in from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN or 100.5 ESPN Madison, and you were tuning to the YouTube, and Ben Brust is not there. He's replaced by somebody else. If you tuned in and some guy's having an awesome segment,
and it's Alex Strofe,
yeah, you'd be like, that was me. That was me at some point, but no longer. I'm just a washed up.
Yeah, I don't
scrub.
know. I don't. Yours probably would hit a little harder. You're making millions in that position, punting.
And it's weird.
Strofe, just I'm not making that over here. So if you're striving for that, you ain't getting it.
I'm gonna say if you is, and what the hell did I sign?
Right.
Yeah. So I was a little defeated. I'm not gonna lie.
Does it make you feel better that you were replaced by somebody who's really good, though? I mean, but okay,
yeah,
I
but
get it.
it's like a hotter, better.
Hey, I mean,
it's like they don't miss me though. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's been
not
6
missed.
years.
Yeah, it's been 6 years.
You think you're more missed than Carolina? Because that punter's been punting quite a bit.
I'm more remembered in Carolina, at least, because of the Super Bowl run. In Jacksonville, I'm kind of remembered.
Hey, you guys went to the AFC Championship game. You
Yeah.
lost to Tom Brady.
That's true. At least I was part of a good teams. But yeah, I think.
Well, didn't your first team get their head coach fired?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
team.
that wasn't my doing though.
You
I had a
seem
good punting
indifferent.
year.
I've
made peace with it.
Alan chimes in with a serious question. Has Brett ever seen someone punting that is so bad that he went outside in the backyard to put some kicks and wonder if he still had it?
Can I be honest? Okay, another moment of honesty.
Come on.
Of
Particularly
course.
that first year I was out, right? So I got released. So 2018 season was the first year that I was like number one, quote unquote, on the free agent punter, depth chart, right?
Wait, you were number one, so teams would call you right away?
Yeah, I had 7 workouts that year. So
Damn!
They would call you on Monday and say,
You
hey,
lost it.
We're going to bring you in for a workout. We'll fly you, and you do the workout Tuesday. And if we're sign you, we'll sign you. If not, we're going to send you home. Sometimes it's team just updating their thing. Other times it's like, hey, we're thinking about replacing our guy. Not one replacement that year. Not one. And when guys would struggle, I'm watching in Jacksonville, right? Guys would struggle. I could hardly bring myself to watch games. That was first of all. When I did,
I feel you.
and there was a shank, I'd go, oh no! It was a Kyle Wallace. I was like, no, Lexi, turn it off. We gotta go grocery shopping. We gotta do anything other than keep on watching these trash punters punt.
Well, I'm
when I
sitting
should
here
be
at
punting.
home.
Did you ever shank any?
Oh yeah, I had a 7-yard punt in Chicago.
Oh wow, what happened?
It was late October, right around this time actually. It was late October. We were playing Devin Hester. I was a rookie, so we were playing against Devin Hester.
I don't want this one again.
And the game plan was kick the ball out of bounds. I said, okay, cool, kick the ball out of bounds. My coach even said, I don't care if it's a short punt. We're not letting him get any return yards.
You want to know what's crazy, Brad, about this story?
What's
12 years ago today, October 28th,
No.
2012. Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
How about that? And so
And the
anyway,
Panthers were 1-6. Continue.
You should look up the weather in Chicago that day, Strophe.
Nah,
because
minor
it was like
details.
20-mile-an-hour winds. Soldier Field sucks for many reasons.
Terrible.
But there's
Ed Hockley was the ref.
there's wind shells.
Good arms.
Yeah.
So on the field it feels one way, on top it's different. So anyway, I took an angle to punt the ball out of bounds, and it was so windy that between drop from my hand to foot making contact,
yikes, Brad.
the ball. Hold on, Strofe.
I'm looking at your stats.
It was a bad game. I was a rookie. I was freaking out. I was punting against Devin Hester. The ball.
I was freaking
moved.
out. I was punting against Devin Hester.
The ball literally moved. It shifted. The wind took it and went. And so I barely hit the ball. I barely made contact with it. I almost swung and missed. It went right off the side of my foot, 7 yards. The whole crowd was booing me and laughing. And I will say this. Steve Smith, 2 months ago, he was telling me I can't walk in the aisle and that I can't talk to him and I can't go to the bathroom. He said to me, he came up to me, he said, "You are capable. You're a great NFL punter. You're going to show it the rest of the game. We believe in you." I was like, "Steve, let's go." I mean, I was kind of like a dog in the corner at that moment. But what were my stats that day, Strofe? They were pretty bad.
You had 3 punts.
Okay.
You had one of 7 yards, as you mentioned.
Yes, 7 yards.
You had one of, your longest was 36 yards.
Okay, I believe.
Is that net or was it?
Well, I believe there was no return yards that game, correct?
Correct.
So there we go.
He did his
All
job,
net, baby.
Even the 7-yard.
Your 3 punts totaled 77 yards.
What was my other punt?
Your average, 34. Your average was 25 yards.
He was trying to keep it away from Devin Hester.
Luckily, I improved. That was a bad game, though.
Do you think your NFL career was over after that?
I actually did.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. Devin Hester, 2 punt returns for 11 yards.
Huh.
Oh, you
He must have did the thing where like he caught it on the sideline and he pulled it in. We had like 50 people at that game too because it was the closest game to Wisconsin. Like people living there. It was a rough game. I'm glad we could relive this all together.
Well, I'm glad it was therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
800-990-3776.
You made it, Brad. You made it.
Brad Nortman, our longtime NFL punter, getting questions from KBN Nation about what it was like to kick to Devin Hester.
Terrifying.
And to watch his replacement in Jacksonville kick one out at the one against the Green Bay Packers yesterday.
Painful.
All that and more. Kyle Brust and Nortman next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
You should be happy Pac-Man Jones has had this on his headphones, or he definitely would have pulled it up on you.
I think Pac-Man's lucky I didn't have this on my headphones.
Oh, you right.
I would have been.
Right.
I'm really feeling swaggy and confident.
You say, yeah, you're in my space. Oh, what you gonna do?
Because even just hearing the song, like for those who on the YouTube, they can see I'm bobbing my head right now. Like this is like okay.
Go ahead, say ski.
Ski.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Madison Axe. Enjoy axe throwing, craft beers, bags, shuffleboarding, and more fun at Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Visit MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today. Another chance to make some noise, silenced by a rough fourth quarter. Wisconsin falling to number 3 Penn State 28-13 Saturday night. Luke Fickell on the Badgers' shortcomings.
You said the same thing, 14-13 to start the fourth quarter. You take it right now because that's the position we want to train ourselves to be in. Unfortunately, we couldn't take advantage of obviously an incredible atmosphere and to finish the thing off and be able to execute when it counts the most.
Wisconsin drops to 5-3 overall and 3-2 in Big Ten play. Next up, another Saturday night slot at Iowa.
Pella's windows and doors feature durable materials, custom colors, and innovative features like shades between the glass. Get 0% interest for up to 36 months at PellaWI.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 100.5 ESPN.
Lillard's going to tee up a three, and he splashes it through for the left wing.
Brought to you by Michelob Ultra, the official beer of the Milwaukee Bucks.
A tough weekend for the Bucks, starting with the home opener on Friday night. Despite 66 points combined from Damon Giannis, they fell to the Bulls 133-122. And that continued on Sunday night as they started a road trip in Brooklyn by giving up 32 points to Cam Thomas in a loss to the Nets.
Yeah, those are the guys you want shooting them, too. Cam Thomas wasn't going to miss. He knocks down the three, and look, it's pretty simple. One team's hitting shots like that, and you are not. It is going to be a tough night no matter who you're playing in this league.
Things don't get any easier tonight. The Bucks are visiting the reigning champion Boston Celtics. Tip-off set for 6:30.
This has been your Milwaukee Basketball Report on Madison's home for Bucks basketball, 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped from 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Career politician Tammy Baldwin wasted trillions of dollars and created crushing inflation. Baldwin opened our borders and gave taxpayer benefits to illegal immigrants. And she voted to put men in girls' sports. Enough is enough. Businessman Eric Hovde will stop inflation, secure the border, and defend our Wisconsin values. Here's Eric Hovde.
You have a clear choice in this election. Senator Baldwin is a 38-year career politician. I'm a businessman and job creator. She supports taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. I'll close the border. Tammy wants to put guys in girls' sports and in their bathrooms. I'll protect our daughters. Senator Baldwin abuses the political system. I'll fight the corruption. I'm Eric Hovde, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
Visit WisconsinVictoryJFC.com to give today. Paid for by Wisconsin Victory Committee.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
And check out the Princeton Club with millions of dollars being invested to upgrade the facilities. Free childcare with their membership, open 24/7. I stopped by the New Berlin facility, had some great Nespresso after a workout. They have everything. Food, childcare, clean health clubs, pools, basketball courts, tennis courts, workout classes, personal training, you name it, they got it. Check out the Princeton Club for a better tomorrow. Just have that courage to go get a tour, and you will love your experience.
They'll be telling you get it sexy after you're done with that health club.
Ben Bruss, Kyle Halls, Brad Nortman. Please don't include that. 800-990-3776. John in Milwaukee, you're up on Kyle Bruston-Nortman. Are you here to uplift or to bring Brad down?
Ooh.
I am uplifting here. I got Brad's back on this. I was telling Strophe, I'm an older guy, so I remember the 85 Bears in real time. And in the NFC Championship game, Dale Hatcher was a punter, and the thing that you were talking about is exactly what happened. He went to punt the ball, and the winds kind of messed up, and I'd have to look it up, and I'm driving, so I can't. But I want to say that ball might have gone backwards.
Oh. Well,
you ever kicked one backwards?
Never kicked one backwards. 7 yards is indeed my shortest. But see, I'm not the first. I'm not the last. Just like that.
Yeah, Kyle, I'm not going to lie.
KBN, what's the name where you're calling from?
Are you serious right now?
You're on the
You're
mic.
on the air.
I heard him cough, and I was like, what's going on? What were you going to ask me, though?
KBN, what's your name? Where are you calling from? 800-990-3776. Actually, I just want people to light up the phone lines all next hour because Strofe, he's got some real Monday energy. I love for it just to be a Christmas tree of phone lines.
That will be fun. Talking about punting, especially.
Who's on the line? Just tell me. You don't need to type it. Just tell me. Charles in Brookfield, you're here to uplift as well. Here we go.
Uplifting.
Those are the kids. They're very excited. We got great things coming ahead of us. We got great things on the horizon. The Packers are doing great things. We're taking care of business when we need to. That's all you can ask at this point until we get to the playoffs, and then we're going to be dominating. Thank you.
Get them kids some candy.
Right there.
Get them some candy.
The
I
Go
like
Pack
that
Go.
energy. Go Pack Go. Get
Love
them
that.
some candy.
I don't like the way Kyle uses candy with
kids. It's a little
getting weird.
It's
man.
a Halloween time.
Why did you go right to there?
Why did you go right to candy?
You
Get
didn't
the kids some candy.
Because it's Halloween. It's Halloween, so make sure they get
No,
their
but for
candy.
those who missed it,
don't paint
we
my guy in a
we
corner
need to
like
we need
that.
to give some context about how he came home and his baby girl, his significant other, had candy inside the home. He was like, "Kids, come over here. We got some real big size candy. Look, there's my girl in the window."
Yeah.
Well, and you said you were directing this commentary at like teenagers. How old are we talking?
I don't know. They might have been 12, 13, 14. I don't know. I didn't
Were
ask
they even
their
trick or
age.
treating, or they just randomly?
No, they were riding their bike. They had a costume on, and I was
Okay.
like, I want to get, because once you see a group of people go,
Yeah.
it comes.
Uh-huh.
They come, and
Yeah.
after that, you just had a row of people. Shout out to baby girl and buying a big size candy for all the kids.
Hey,
all the kids.
All the kids.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that? You scratched that from the record.
Kyle, love the kids.
No, not like that. What the hell?
Not like that.
Oh, man, you almost got me to cuss on air. Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Oh, wow.
Painting baby
Come
girl
on,
like
kids.
The Dam Sports Show next in Beaver Dam and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Jim, Matt, and Molly up next in Madison. Kyle gonna kick Strope's ass in the break in these 2 minutes, and then we'll be back.
Sell out with me, oh yeah, sell out.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none.